Pets are often seen as loyal companions. We raise them and care for them, and in return, they offer us love and devotion. But what happens when that trust is shattered in the most horrifying way? While some people take in untamed creatures, hoping to forge an unlikely bond, others stick to traditional pets, like dogs. But as these shocking stories prove, even the most familiar and seemingly gentle animals can turn dangerous, sometimes with tragic consequences. Welcome back to WOWEffect. In this video, we'll explore 10 unbelievable times pets ate their own owners. From dogs to lions and a Bengal tiger, these cases reveal the terrifying moments when pets became predators. Whether it was hunger, instinct, or something we may never fully understand, these incidents prove that even the most trusted animals can become dangerous when we least expect it. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to WOWEffect, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates. Now, let's get started. Number 10. Lion. L. Abel liked taking care of his pet lion's cage, but he had never done it alone until the day he did. At his Illinois farm, he moved Simba, a 5-year-old African Barbary lion, from the main enclosure to a shift pen to clean its cage. But one mistake proved fatal. He left the gate between the two enclosures open. In an instant, Simba seizes the chance, launching a deadly attack. Abel and his wife Kathy had raised Simba since it was a cub. That day, Kathy was out running errands. When she returned, her husband was nowhere in sight, and something felt wrong. The lion was outside its enclosure, pacing in agitation, while the other wild animals on their farm appeared frightened. Terrified by the scene, she called the sheriff. When officers arrived, they had no choice but to shoot and kill Simba to prevent it from escaping and causing further harm. Number 9. 7 dogs. Andre Lumboga's return home was supposed to be just another end to a vacation, except he never made it past his own doorstep. After leaving his 7 dogs without food or water for 2 weeks while he traveled, he walked straight into something he would never walk out of. Starved and desperate, the dogs saw him not as their owner, but as their next meal. By the time authorities arrived, alerted by a security guard who noticed abandoned luggage and a foul odor seeping from the house, the damage was done. Lumboga's remains were scattered, his skull in the kitchen, his body near the entrance. The dogs had already done the unthinkable. Authorities suspect that the 7 dogs, having been left without food or water for 14 days, attacked and ate their owner out of sheer desperation. Police also found the bones of 2 other dogs, believed to have been devoured by the starving canines before Lumboga's return. Number 8. Watch goat. In Cherokee County, Georgia, 77-year-old Carl Hulsey had an unconventional approach to farm security as he attempted to train a goat to be a guard animal. His method, however, was far from gentle, as he routinely beat the goat, believing that aggression would turn him into an effective protector. But instead of defending the farm, the goat turned its fury on Hulsey himself. One fateful day, the animal struck him once, then again, knocking him to his knees. As he struggled to reach the porch for safety, the goat pursued him relentlessly, delivering another powerful blow. Hulsey tumbled off the porch, suffering fatal blunt force trauma to the abdominal cavity. The protector he had hoped for became the very cause of his tragic end. Number 7. Pet lion. Michael Prasak kept a lion and a lioness in homemade enclosures in his backyard in the village of Detchov, Czech Republic. He had previously been denied planning permission to build the pens and was subsequently fined for illegal breeding. However, his conflict with authorities reached a stalemate after he refused to let anyone onto his property. A lack of alternative facilities in the country, combined with no evidence of animal cruelty, meant the lions could not be forcibly removed. Things took a dark turn when Prasak was mauled to death by the lion. When authorities arrived, they were left with no choice but to shoot both animals. A police spokesperson told local media that the shootings were absolutely necessary for them to get to the man. Prasak's story is a stark reminder that wild animals belong in the wild. No matter how much love or care is given, their instincts can never truly be tamed. Number 6. Hogs. Terry Vance Garner, a farmer from Coos County, Oregon, found comfort in farm life after his years as a Vietnam War veteran. The farm provided a sense of peace, helping him cope with post-traumatic stress disorder. He bred various animals, including birds, and was deeply dedicated to his work. But the creatures he cared for would ultimately turn on him. One day, Garner went out to feed his hogs, but never returned. Hours later, a family member discovered his dentures and scattered remains inside the hog enclosure. Ironically, Garner may have unknowingly set the stage for his own fate. A year earlier, a large sow had bitten him after he accidentally stepped on a piglet. Though he considered putting the animal down, he chose to spare it. In a cruel twist, the very animals that brought him solace would also bring about his tragic end. Number 5. Pet deer. Gerald Rushton, an East Texas resident, had been raising an exotic deer on his property when tragedy struck. As he stepped into the animal's pen to feed it, the deer suddenly turned aggressive and launched a brutal attack. Family members witnessed the horrifying scene and quickly alerted authorities. But Rushton couldn't be saved. He succumbed to excessive blood loss after the deer pierced him with its antlers. Authorities never issue permits for citizens to keep red stag deer in their homes because of their extremely wild nature. Rushton, however, had kept the animal illegally. On the day of the attack, responding deputies also had to put the deer down. Number 4. Bengal tiger. Cynthia Lee Gamble dedicated her life to wildlife, creating documentaries and contributing to television and feature films. She didn't just observe animals. She raised and trained wolves, wolverines, coyotes, and foxes. But tigers seemed to hold a special place in her heart. For over a decade, she kept them on her property in Pine County, Minnesota, without incident. Her experience, however, was no safeguard against the nature of a wild predator. One tragic day, while cleaning a Bengal tiger's cage, she made a fatal mistake by leaving one of the drop doors open. The moment of vulnerability was all the tiger needed. In an instant, it attacked from behind, mauling her to death. Despite years of working with these powerful creatures, Gamble's story serves as yet another grim reminder that wild animals remain unpredictable, no matter how familiar they seem. Number 3. Pet wolf dogs. Sandra L. Piovesan loved breeding wolf dogs and kept a pack of 9 in a pen on her property in Salem Township. But one tragic day, things took a dark turn. As she entered their enclosure, the animal suddenly turned on her, launching a vicious attack. She suffered deep wounds from bites and claws before being dragged further into the pen, where she bled to death. Concern arose when Piovesan missed a scheduled 10 a.m. meeting. Her daughter, sensing something was wrong, reached out to her father, who went to check on her and found Sandra's lifeless body inside the closure, partially eaten by the very animals she had raised. Most of the wolf dogs weighed between 70 and 100 pounds, some as old as 7 or 8 years. A wildlife expert later speculated that seasonal factors may have triggered their aggression. But regardless of the cause, this tragic incident was a reminder of the unpredictable nature of wild hybrids. Number 2. Pet bull. Ricky Weinhold, a Pennsylvania man, was attacked and killed by his pet bull on a Saturday at a farm he leased in Wernersville, about 60 miles northwest of Philadelphia. The bull, weighing nearly a ton, had already been a cause for concern. The property owners had repeatedly warned Weinhold to get rid of the animal due to its aggressive nature, but he refused to part with it. Weinhold kept around 10 head of cattle at the farm, raising them as pets. Number 1. Pet dogs. Philemon Mulala, a retired Zambian international footballer, had raised his 3 dogs from the time they were puppies, never imagining they would one day turn against him. But on that fateful day, the unthinkable happened. His wife heard the dogs barking loudly in the backyard, but didn't think much of it as they often reacted to the constant movement of pedestrians and vehicles on their busy street. It wasn't until she noticed her husband was nowhere to be found that she went outside to check. What she saw was devastating. Mulala lay lifeless in the garden, the very dogs he had cared for having fatally attacked him. The Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals later removed the 3 dogs from the home in South Africa. But the tragic event left behind a chilling reminder that even the most loyal pets can become unpredictable. Sad and shocking, right? These stories are a chilling reminder that even the pets we trust the most can act in ways we never see coming. Whether driven by instinct, fear, or sheer desperation, the bond between humans and animals isn't always as predictable as we'd like to believe. What are your thoughts on these tragic events? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to WOWEffect, and tap that notification bell so you don't miss out on our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.